besties, and welcome back to the channel. It's Mama P in the building, and in today's video, as you can see, I have Chukwuemeka Ekpa, right? I will allow him to introduce himself, but anyways, in today's video, we want to talk about getting into the UK job market, the transferable skills that you need that will enable you to get a job. Listen, it is one thing to see a job advert. It is another thing to have what the employers are looking for, the actual skills that will sell you to a potential employer. So this is the difference. This is the gap why you have not gotten that your dream job, because you haven't identified what are the skills, what is an employer looking for in me that will make me stand out of the crowd. And of course, any employer that wants to employ you wants you to bring something to the table, and this is where all the skills and experience comes from, right? Exactly. We cannot exaggerate this point. It is what it is. And today, Chukwuemeka is here to highlight you, educate you, let you understand how to navigate the UK job market, right? How to get the skills that will make you, marketable to potential employers, that will make you the perfect fit to that particular job you have been longing to have. So if this is what interests you, if you really want to, get into the UK job market, if you really want to get a job in the UK, a high well-paying job, and you have been struggling with this video is definitely for you. I will advise you to stay to the end of this video so that you grab every important thing that Chukwuemeka will be telling us. I tell you, he's an expert in this field. Trust me when I say that. Anyways, I will allow Mr. Chukwuemeka to introduce himself to you people. For those of you seeing him for the first time, he's not a new face on this channel. He's one of the besties. He's a positivity gang, right? So let us get to know you, sir. Hello, sir.
All right, thank you so much, Ada, for having me.
You're welcome.
All right, so my name is Chukwuemeka Ekpa, and I'm the CEO of Tenalytics. And here at Tenalytics, basically, we help people to break into tech industries and have those skills that recruiters are looking for when they're looking to hire individuals. Personally, for myself, I've served as a data analyst, governance, risk and compliance personnel, business analyst in so many industries, in the tech industry, in education sector, in the banking sector, in capital markets. So I've actually had quite a journey. But right now, today, we're going to talk about you entirely, and let's not talk about myself. But just know that Tenalytics, we are always here to help you to break into the tech industry, to land those dream jobs, work from home, work from anywhere that you want to be in, and be able to have that amazing lifestyle that you want for yourself. Thank you so much, Ada. You have the floor.
Thank you so much. Guys, you see how eloquent he is? You see how confident he is? We have not gotten to anything, but he is. So relax. Relax. You are in the right hands, so don't worry. Let's have this. So Chukwuemeka, I will be asking you some questions that I know will, interest my viewers. All right. See, these people watching us are my besties, and I don't joke with them. I prioritize them first. I bring to them things that will enable them, educative, programs and opportunities that will enable them grab a job here in the UK, if that makes sense. So I would like to ask you some questions. Right now, I'm their mouthpiece, right? I would like to ask you some questions that is relatable, all right, so that we can be able to break things into, to help them understand this better, right? Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's do this. All right, Mr. Chukwuemeka, I understand that the tech ecosystem is the future. Why the future is now, right? When we tell people to go into tech and create a better future for themselves, right? We are talking about starting immediately. We don't want them to procrastinate, because procrastination, we know what happens. They will complete it for me in the comment section. All right. So I want to ask you one question. What skills do you think are transferable from other industries to the tech sector?
All right. Thank you so much for that question, Ada. When we talk about transferable skills entirely, people always think, oh, you have to be technical inclined, you have to be one Mark Zuckerberg somewhere, or Bezos somewhere. But transferable skills that you have already right now starts from communication. All right. So when we look at that communication, people will think, oh, is communication relevant in the tech industry? it is highly relevant. Okay, for instance, if you're looking to get into sectors like business analysis, where your main part of things that you're expected to do on day-to-day basis is to make sure that information flows seamlessly within that company, right? It means that you have to be heavy on communication. So if you are in any career path right now that you are very, very eloquent, you do things that has to involve you speaking to your colleagues, it means that you can also be able to leverage that transferable skill into the tech industry, into business analysis. All right. So that includes both maybe people in the law sector. You are a lawyer. I believe most lawyers are eloquent. You're a customer service personnel. I believe most people that work in customer service, they can speak well. Or you're even a salesperson, because by virtue of being a sales personnel, you've had instances where you have to speak a lot of time. So communication, once you're able to communicate effectively, that's a transferable skill that is very relevant in the tech sector for business analysis. Now, there are other transferable skills as well. Have your project management aspects. So if you are someone that within a team of people can comfortably be able to lead them to conclusion, even if it's not in your immediate work environment. Let's even assume in your family. I mean, if you have a child, and maybe among your 5 kids, there is one person among them that's always looking out for others. That's project management skills right there. And those things are something sometimes inborn in people. Okay, it means that exact child can decide to become a project manager, an agile project manager. Now, this is a transferable skill. So if you're coming from career path like, let's say, civil engineering, quantity surveying, estate management, or you've worked in the construction company, anything that has to do with projects, really, it means that you can also be able to leverage that skill in the tech ecosystem. And that's not just all. Then we have problem solving skill. I mean, this is something that most people always put in their CV. Oh, I'm a problem solving guy. I'm someone that can easily solve your problem. But do you really understand what you're trying to say? Okay, so once you have that ability to solve problems, it means they can actually be a data analyst. All right, because first thing that data analysts do when they come into businesses is one, is to solve a problem. In fact, that's number one thing that you need to learn as a data analyst. So forget most time that you're trying to transition and people are moving you, oh, learn Excel, learn Power BI, learn SQL. Those ones might be technical. But as a data professional, first thing that you need to know is, how do I solve a problem, right? Which means you need to learn problem solve. And of course, adaptability. That this is one thing that most people, once you have that resilience to push through most things, that means you can also be able to leverage that transferable skill in the tech ecosystem. So I just believe, let's look at communication, project management, problem solving, and also adaptability. Some of these are transferable skills that can bring from your current job role into the tech ecosystem. And it spans across people that are already in the education sector, health sector, finance, customer service, banking, financials. It simply means that I can be able to break into the tech industry with these skills that you already have. I don't know if that makes sense to you, Ada.
Yes, exactly. You have just said it all right. You just related these transferable skills to different, tech sectors. At least if I am someone that wants to go into tech, for example, right? Let's say I have been longing to do this and I have asked myself several times, who am I? Because that's the first question. Who are you? Right? You can never be who
Exactly.
you are not. Right? Some of us are eloquent, some of us can speak in the public. There are people that cannot stand the public. There are people that are more conserved to know, no, this is just the team I'm working with. This is where I am comfortable to speak, right? Somebody that cannot stand the public cannot be a business analyst, if that makes sense. Because you just spoke about communication, effective one, for example. And then, you have to, communication, if you are good with communication, you can address any group of people, no matter the people you are addressing, you are very free, very confident to address them, if that makes sense. Yeah, so let's use it that some people are
Exactly.
just, I don't know how to put it anyways, but you just related it down. At the end of the day, a lot of our viewers now can understand that, okay, this is where I want to be, this is who I am, these are the skills that I have, that are inbuilt in me. You get the point? This is what I
Exactly.
should do. And I think this have, solved many of their queries. All
Exactly.
right. So thank you so much, Chukwemeka, for that. Let's go to the next question. The second question is, how can non-tech professionals leverage their existing skills in the UK job market? Like someone like me that is not into tech, right? And I
Yeah.
have some skills like the communication we are talking about, problem solving. How do I leverage this? in the job market in the UK?
All right, fantastic question, Ada. Okay, so I think not I think actually, the right step for anyone that wants to be able to leverage their existing skill in the UK job market when it has to do with tech is first of all, you have to sit down and identify all those skills that you have. Okay, for instance, you've looked at yourself personally and you've said, oh, myself as Chukwemeka, I can communicate easily. I'm a little bit technical, and then I can also be able to lead a group of people. What it simply means is that you've identified three different skills that I personally have. Now, once you've been able to identify this skill, next step is for you to know these skills that I have, where exactly in the tech industry can I apply it? Okay, so this is where most people make mistake because I mean we love money. There's nobody that don't like money, right? But
Exactly.
then
We do.
exactly. So you see someone that I'm not technical, I'm running from things that coding related, but because I've heard that oh cybersecurity is where the money lies, and I'm not putting my head in cybersecurity. It is one major mistake that most people that fall out of tech make. Okay, because they're not looking inwards to first of all identify, oh, my strength is just in communication and leading projects. Okay, and once you've been able to identify those transferable skills, next step is now for you to know which career paths in the tech industry can I apply all those transferable skills. Okay, so I'm going to make an example using a teacher. For instance, any teacher right now, we believe the person needs to be able to communicate to the students. Okay, and by virtue of you being a teacher, you've had instances where you also interface with the parents and also maybe the school management. So once you are interacting with several group of people that make decision with respect to your job role, you are doing what we call stakeholder analysis. You are analyzing so many information from several people. Now, stakeholder analysis, which career path in the tech ecosystem is it tilted towards? That's the next thing that you have to check, and that is business analysis, which means if you are presently a teacher trying to be able to break into the tech sector from the teaching job they're currently doing, it means that you need to start looking at business analysis instead of cybersecurity. So once you've been able to do this first merger, you've had that first option ticked off for you. The next step is now for you to now decide to get a learning partner. Okay, how do you want to learn? How do you want to be able to get the skill? Because even though you have an already existing transferable skill, there's still need for you to now be able to learn that skill fully. Okay, so one major misconception I also I've realized in this genre of life is that once someone, for instance, has maybe little analytical skill, they'll tell you they're a data analyst. All right, but then you now need to fully be trained for you to comfortably be able to say, I am a data analyst. So first one is for you to identify those transferable skill. Second one, to merge it to a tech career path that it's also relevant in. And then number three is for you to now learn the skills. Okay, once you're able to learn the skill, everything is now the part of employability skill where you now start networking and of course tailoring your CV to the jobs that you want to be able to land. I hope you guys got something from there.
Yes, yes, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. It's very clear and straight to the point. Yeah, I think you have a point there, right? Like we just said, it's all about identifying who you are and then tailoring it to what will work for you, and then meeting 10 analytics, for example, to help you with the skills. Because at the end of the day, when you have identified all these things, the next thing is who will help me. You need a helping hand, and that is where 10 analytics comes in, right? To help you,
Exactly.
equip you with the right skills. That is where they will teach you about Excel, Power BI, all those tools that you need to specialize in that aspect of tech you have dreamt of going into, and also aligns with your person, with who you are. So at the end of the day, we are advising you for you to do well in the tech sector. It's not about learning the skills. It's a long-term goal. Whatever we do, we have to plan the long-term goal. It's not about now, but long-term. Is this something you will do because of the money, and along the line you are tired, right? But when you are doing when you are doing something that aligns with your person, you will see that on the long run, you will find peace. You will find this inner joy of, you will be satisfied. Let me use that keyword. You will be satisfied that you are doing the right thing, right? And there is no going back. You know that, yes, I'm in the right profession, if that makes sense. It's just like, for
Makes
example, there was a time there was a boom for nursing, right? Many people rushed into nursing, if that makes sense. Well, along the line, some of them realized this is not me, this is not for me,
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
And they are also running out to right discover who they are. I do tell people on a
Exactly.
daily basis. Number one goal to success is self-discovery. Who am I? The
Exactly.
moment you discover yourself, you will excel. I'm telling you to you, you will excel. All
Exactly.
right, thank you, Mr. Rebecca. Thank you so much. I hope our viewers
Thank
are getting along. Besties, please let me know in the comment section. I hope this is becoming more interactive. All right, I don't want it to be boring. I believe it's becoming interactive. Let us know in the comment section if you're enjoying this section so far. All right, Mr. Chukwemeka, let's go to the next question and see, what we have for you. Are you ready? Mr. Chukwemeka, I am someone that believes in experience is the best teacher, right? I'm someone that believes that if I want to learn something, I should go to somebody that have passed through that process, right? I believe with that way, I am sure to get also a positive result. And you have been into this tech sector for quite a long time. You have excelled in the profession for you to be, a co-founder to such an amazing organization, right? So I have this very important question for you. So can you give our viewers some examples of some transferable skills that you, Chukwuemeka, have, used in the past? So
you.
I got into tech. You get what I mean? Yeah. So let's know your own experience, what you have used that worked for you, if that makes
Okay,
sense.
I think that's a very interesting question, right? So personally for me, I believe anyone hearing me right now should know that when it comes to communication, I'm very, very effective there. Okay, I know how to talk. In fact, if I want to keep everyone on this call for 3 hours, I'm going to keep you here without you even realizing. So I found that early in life. I studied civil engineering, by the way, so that I can see that I actually came from a different background. All right, after my civil engineering job, and I realized that when it comes to communication, I can effectively easily communicate. So what I did then was I took a couple of communication courses then, and I found myself in the banking industry. Okay, so right there in the banking industry, I was into business assurance as well. So from business assurance, I now realized that okay, I said business assurance communication is also important there because constantly you are speaking to people within the banking sector, you are reviewing what everyone is doing, trying to improve the processes. So after I saw it, and I realized, okay, business assurance has similarities. There are transferable skills from business assurance into business analysis. All right. So that made me to now pick interest in business analysis to say, okay, oh, as a business analyst, you need to be able to know how to elicit information from people. You need to know how to do stakeholder analysis. You need to know how to do a couple of things. So that initial transferable skill that I noticed, which is communication and being able to keep a lot of people and speak to them without having any issues, and now how to fully harness it. So my first transitional journey was into business analysis. Right. So from there, as a business analyst, I now realized, okay, I mean, I need to know more. I need to be able to, get things that also improve my financials more. So it
Yeah.
now to start looking inwards as well. Because growing up also, for me to get into engineering, it was because I was also very, very technical. All right. Whenever I see anything electronics as a child, then I'll just lose it and then couple it back. So I was very, very, hands-on when it comes to technical things. So the other career path that this also relates to is now cybersecurity. So it made me to pick interest in cybersecurity with respect to, okay, I want to even understand how does this thing even work? How do I even get to prevent all these bad guys? All right. So it led me to now move towards cybersecurity, which we call GRC, governance, risk, and compliance aspect of cybersecurity. So right there in cybersecurity, I'm a very, very inquisitive person. So I always want to know more. I also know that personally for me, I'm someone that's also very, very analytical. All right. Whenever I see data, I can tell you a lot of things from that data. In fact, the way that people mention that ladies are FBI, that they can find out anything about a guy whenever they want to. That's
Exactly.
also a skill that I do not know about. So personally for me,
Really?
I'm actually an FBI in the male form. So I can easily be able to find out information about something by just mere looking at data from there. So this
Yeah.
led me to now say, okay, which aspect of tech is this also applicable to? And that's data analytics. So my core strengths are fully in business analysis, data analytics, and also cybersecurity. And it's all born from transferable skill, because initially I'm just a civil engineer. All right. But from identifying my own transferable skill, I was able to transfer into the tech industry with all those skills that I have. And funny enough, one major misconception that people always have is that when I want to transition into tech, I need to leave my immediate sector of employment. Okay, the answer is entirely no. Okay, so let me use an example. For instance, you're in the health sector, you are doing possibly support worker right now. Okay, so as a support worker, and you want to break into the tech industry, but you still want to be in the health space. There's what
Working.
we call health informatics. All right, that's what we call health informatics. So what you simply have to do is become or get the skills to be a data analyst, and then in that same health sector, transition to be a health informatics analyst. And it simply means you are going to retain your possible the visa tier that you are on and all those kind of things, and improve from there. So it doesn't entirely mean that transitioning means that you're leaving your sector of employment. No, it
Exactly.
simply means that you are now applying the tech skills into your present sector and then being able to now climb from there. I don't know if this makes sense to all the
Yes.
listeners now.
Yes. Is you have just said it all. Yeah, the truth is a misconception, right? For example, I'm an engineer as well. I'm a mechanical engineer. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
So yeah, I'm a mechanical engineer, and today I'm in the health sector. For example, right? I'm in the UK health sector. Who could believe? So the truth is, you can transition to whoever you want to transition to. I have seen a lot of nurses that have left the health sector to become a business analyst, data analyst, HR analyst, even cyber security, software engineers, because they believe this is
Exactly.
who I am, if that makes sense, right? So yeah, you are just saying it all. People have that misconception that I don't have any tech background. It is going to be difficult. It's not going to be difficult. All you need is identify you, because like you said in the beginning of this video, each tech sector have skills that are relevant to them. You get the point. So there is a space for everybody,
Exactly.
irrespective of who you are, right? Your background, in your educational background and whatsoever. Now you just spoke about health informatics. This is a program that is not so out there. Many people don't tend to know about health informatics, but in the actual sense, it is a program
Yeah.
that is superb. It's a nice opportunity because it's all about you doing tech in the health sector, doing data in the health
Exactly.
sector. That's it. But it's not something that is out there, and I believe we need to push it out there, because there are also people that, like you said, wants to retain the health in the health. Like somebody like me now that is in the health sector, I might still want to say, I don't want to leave this health, or my placenta is tied to this health, right? But at the end of the day, I wanted something to, like, leave the clinical aspect. Let me use that word.
Exactly.
Leave the
Exactly.
clinical aspect to something more viable and more
More
goody
techy
money.
and
Money
remote aspect of
that will pay me better. Very important. All right. Thank you, Chukwuemeka, for that. Thank you so much. So let's go to the next question we have for you. I hope you don't mind.
I don't mind. Don't mind.
All right. Many of us in the UK, some of us here, we are still, everybody is not good with research. Everybody is not good to go to the internet to know what's popping, right? But we want to go into tech, but we don't know the in-demand skills. So please, as somebody that is into this field already, you know what's up, please, can you enlighten my viewers, my besties, on the in-demand skills in the UK job sector right now? What's that skill they should get into, and they will not struggle to get a job? Every sector, if they look any nook and cranny, there is job screaming, come, come, come and get me. You get what I mean?
Yes, clearly. Okay, so
All
my
right.
basic, make sure you listen to this one. Very, very important. Okay, so clearly, I'm a data guy, and I think I was reading a blog post earlier. The other person I was looking at a post around January, and it mentioned something that got me thinking. It said that year on year there are potentially around 178,000 jobs to 234,000 data jobs available in UK. All right. So number one fastest career path that is in demand in United Kingdom as of today is data jobs. Okay. And when it comes to data jobs, it has been rebranded to so many things. You can have your data analytics, you can have your data science inside it, you can have your data protection officers, can have several data engineers also embedded there as well. But anything that has to do with data, that's the fastest, the most in-demand job as of today in United Kingdom. And it was also something that the World Economic Forum report also sort of validated, because every year there is what we call World Economic Forum report, where all the world leaders always come together. There's a segment that they call Future of Jobs report. So in that Future of Jobs report, it mentioned that the fastest growing job as of today in the entire world is data related jobs. Okay, or data specialists. In fact, they call it data specialists. Okay, and when you hear data specialists, it boils down to all these different career paths I've mentioned: data analytics, data science, data engineering, data protection officer, data governance, data manager, and several other data roles. So if you are looking for the fastest one, the most in-demand job in UK, look at data jobs. Then you also have the other aspects like artificial intelligence and machine learning. All right, so this is also what I would call number two or thereabouts. Okay, so artificial intelligence and machine learning, to an extent, is also embedded inside data science. So you can see the similarities between even the one that is just following the data roles also. Then after that, you can see cyber security, can look at cloud computing and also software development. All right, but amongst all these career paths also, what you also need to consider when you're looking at in-demand job is which one can also help me to land a job within the next 3 to 6 months. Because I believe most of us, we are already adults and we need money. We need something to make money out of. We don't want to go back to a place where we have to learn for 18 months before we can easily be able to land a job. So if you're also looking for that ease of transitioning, all right, you've seen those in-demand career paths: data roles, cyber security, cloud computing, software development, AI, machine learning, and several other ones. Which one can give you that ease of transitioning? Okay, so when you look out for ease of transitioning, you have to also consider data roles as number one. Okay, because if you want to become a data analyst right now, within a space of 3 months to 6 months, you can be fully trained from beginner level to advanced level for you to be able to land a role. Same thing with artificial intelligence, but when you now start looking at something like software development, cloud computing, and the rest, you might start looking for something beyond 12 months. So for that ease of transitioning to those in-demand career paths in United Kingdom, data roles has it for me 100%. I don't know if that makes
Oh,
sense to all the best out there right now.
yes, 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 yes. Yeah, thank you so much. At least now people can know that people will be able to understand that yes, for the UK, data roles are, more in demand, right? Thank you so much for that very important aspect, because it will help people to make a pre-informed decision on they want to go for, because at the end of the day, people want to, get the skills and get a job, right? Nobody wants to get a skill and
Exactly.
sleep with it.
Exactly.
Because I do tell people the reason I advise them to always get these skills handy is, like you said, now I'm working in the health sector, for example, right? Nobody knows, when you work for people, you don't know what happens next. You can wake up
Yeah,
the next morning and there will be redundancy, right? There might be an
exactly.
issue, you might be sacked, and it is a very trying period for everybody. But when there is something around the corner, when such thing happens, you will pick yourself up, dust yourself, and be like, you get the point. So at every point in time, having a skill handy is very important. And besides, this is why I am advising you, key into this. Again, you might get these skills, and for someone like me in the health sector, I might get these skills handy and randomly be applying for jobs. I might not even be serious with it. You might wake up one day and get that dream job that is better than where you are. You can use your hand and resign, say, oh God, hold this your job, right? I'm coming, right? Because there is something else somewhere to keep you going. There is something else somewhere you can fall back to if the going is no longer going as planned, right? And with tech also, for those of you that are mothers, you have little ones, you are tired of being a stay-at-home mom, tech will give you that opportunity to work remotely. You can work while you look after these children. You get what I mean? You can work from the comfort of your home and still deliver, if that makes sense. So if you are watching
100%.
us and you are still contemplating on this, start now. Start now. Procrastination is the worst thing that you will ever do. Do not procrastinate. Do not say, I will think about it, I'll start tomorrow. You might wake up tomorrow and your mates are in job sectors already. You might wake up tomorrow and something will hit your job and you become stranded. That period you'll not be at home struggling with the tech to learn the skills. You might not be concentrating because you are already frustrated with bills and all that. But when you have the skills now that everything is going all right and anything happens, you are rest assured that something will back me up. All right. So,
Exactly.
besties, please,
That makes
there will be a link in the comment section to our community. Please join this community. Join the community. It is free to join. Every Saturday, we have a free session, right?
Yes,
Chukwemeka?
100%.
We
Yes,
have
we
a
do.
free
Yes.
session every Saturday to enlighten you, talk to you about these things. I will encourage you to be part of this community. I'll pin the link in the comments. I'll put the link in the description box. Please join us and you will not regret doing so. I promise you, you won't. All right, Chukwemeka. Let's proceed with our questions. So, the thing is this, Chukwemeka, the UK, as we all know, I do tell people, I don't hide it, right? Their immigration rules and their job market, everything changes every fourth market day. Every in Igbo land, you are Igbo now. You know
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fourth market day. Okay, Oreo Nkwo. It's
Yes.
like it's every fourth market day. They will come up with one thing or the other. It is tiring. We will not lie. If we run away from this particular truth, then we are not being sincere. Right?
True. True.
UK is just like that. I don't know why, anyways, but sometimes even me, I'm even scared. I would not lie. So, UK. So, my question is, how can individuals adapt to the changing job market in the UK? Because give us solution. Because our tiredness is tired.
Okay. All right. I think thanks so much for that, Ada.
You're
Basically, the
welcome.
truth is that the job market is changing everywhere. Yeah, the job market is entirely changing everywhere. And for
No,
people in the
UK own.
United
The
Kingdom, one
UK own
thing
is
that
very
I know.
the UK own is very, very something else.
True, true. I mean, UK, you guys are something else, right? So I think one thing that everyone needs is we need to be able to be resilient. Okay, we need to have that resilience as a skill itself, and also imbibe the culture of continuous learning. Okay, but before I talk about continuous learning, I'm going to hit on also the possible incomes that you're going to get. Because one thing that makes people always want to change job is because possibly they're yet to land the one that is going to give them possibly your SOC. Okay, they're yet to land a job that will give them that SOC. COS rather. What am I saying?
POS.
Yeah, that will give them COS. All right. And which job can actually meet some of those requirements for you to have COS? So most of the tech job, I think as at now, the minimum requirement that job has to pay is around 38,700 pounds for you to be sponsored, for you to get that certificate of sponsorship. And most jobs in the United Kingdom, once it's tilted towards the tech sector, you have that possibility of earning something that is above that 38,700 per annum, which means you already have your certificate of sponsorship. So the other things that you're now going to be looking out for is now how do you constantly add increments to what you're currently earning? And that is where continuous learning starts coming in. Like I said earlier, when I transitioned personally, I started from business assurance, that's business analysis. From there, I moved towards cyber security, governance, and compliance. From there, I moved to data analytics. And right now, I'm more of a management guy. I don't even do any of those things anymore, right? It's now
You see?
purely management fully. So we need to have that continuous learning mindset fully embedded in us. All right. Once you're able to get that initial one that is giving you certificate of sponsorship, next thing is now to continuously be learning skills, adding skills that will also improve your earning power. So continuous learning is something I would advise anyone that is constantly that is still presently in the United Kingdom and is also looking to improve their earning power. One is make sure you continuously learn, and two, you need to also be flexible. All right, I've seen instances where people are not flexible when it comes to improving their well-being. They are hell bent on saying, okay, this is where I want to be. I mean, it's an amazing skill, but you can't be hungry and then have a choice. At that point, you need to also be flexible to at least feed your for the meantime. So that is where making sure you create that flexibility for yourself. So, for instance, if you're looking to get trained with us, most of our trainings are always on Saturdays. All right, but I've had instances where someone mentioned, "Oh, I'm trying to go on vacation right now. It's my summer holiday. I don't have time to learn a new skill." How can you be saying something like that when your aim is to get something that is going to balance your life? So that flexibility is important for you. That when I transitioned, like I said earlier, I was still a banker at then. As when I transitioned, I was working in the bank, I was doing my MBA, I was also doing this. So 24 hours, I can tell you for a fact, I didn't sleep for more than 3 hours within a space of 3 months. And I mean, look at me today, I'm the CEO of a tech company. So it's now down to you to
Exactly.
decide, one, do you want to imbibe the skill of continuously developing yourself? And then two, are you flexible enough to also improve what you already have and be able to get into the tech industry? I don't know if that makes sense to all the besties out there right
Yes,
now.
exactly. Very, very, very well. Yeah, you've just said it all, Um, we can't be comfortable with where we are, if that makes sense, And it's one thing that tech will also give you. It's natural if you understand me. I have studied a lot of people. I have a lot of friends in tech. They don't stay one place, right? You see them doing one advanced course or the other. You get the point? Because the higher you go, the higher the money you make, the higher exposed you are, and the higher possibility for you to expand, right?
Exactly.
So it's something
Exactly.
that comes with tech. I have noticed it. You get what I mean? So as you said, it's very important that when you start, there should be a starting point. Let's say you have started with data analysis, right? The last
Yeah.
video we did, you can see that there is advanced data analysis, which is
Yeah.
the data scientist, or what did you call it that day?
Yeah. Data science. Yeah. Full stack data
Data
science.
science, which now answers three questions, right? They have answered
Wow.
what,
You listen.
why did
Thank
it
you, Peter.
really? You see, why the data analysis answers two questions, that one answers what? Three
Three
questions,
questions.
if that
Yeah.
makes sense. And
Yeah.
for you to answer that three questions shows that it's more advanced and the pay is also more advanced, right?
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, when I have become a data analysis, right, there is high tendency that I should look into becoming the big guy, right?
Exactly.
I should look into not just asking what happened, why did it happen, but then figuring it out, getting a solution. What is the way forward, right?
Exactly.
So, and this will push me forward to the next level. So,
Yeah.
besties, you have heard it all. It's a continuous something. It is fine if you want to remain where you are, but then who wants to remain where they are? While you can upskill
Not
and
me.
make more money, yeah, get more promotions, expand your knowledge, and the learning keeps going. Thank you so much, Chukwemeka.
You're
This
welcome.
is becoming more interesting, and I believe that our viewers are, also enjoying this topic as well. All right.
Yeah.
So let's get to the next question, if you don't mind. So the next question is: what sectors in the UK are more open to hiring individuals or potential employees with transferable skills?
Okay, I think thank you for that question again. And I
You're
think the
welcome.
answer to the question is just straightforward. So the number one that is always open to hiring people with transferable skills, the technology sector. All right. So the tech sector is number one because the tech space is full of people that are not even initially tech people. So if you look at the major tech guys that you know as at today, you realize one thing they all have in common. Few of them studied computer science. They all came from a different background, and we are now all fully playing the tech ecosystem. All right, you can see, for instance, my founder studied, I think, industrial chemistry or thereabouts. I studied civil engineering. The other guy studied economics that are also co-founder. So none of us actually did anything that relates to tech. All right, but today we are one of the top voices in the tech ecosystem. So technology sector is one sector that anyone that is looking to transfer skills should be looking to get into. Then another amazing one is also the health care industry. I know many times we always think that, okay, for you to get into healthcare, you need to be be a health professional and so on and so forth. As at today, I always tell people that NHS is one of the highest employer of labor when it comes to analytics. So most of our students, when they are done, they always look towards NHS, and it's simple. NHS provide visa sponsorship. All right. So why wouldn't I, look towards that direction? So the health sector also has roles that you can easily be able to play in. I had a pharmacist, I've had a nurse, we've had a medical doctor that all transition through data analytics. And right now, one of them is working as a benefit analyst with NHS. The other one is working
Wow.
as a sustainability analyst with NHS. So there are different terminologies of names that they've called so many roles in the tech ecosystem, but they are all fully in the health sector. So what you also want to look at is the health sector. Don't sleep on it, because one thing is sure: if you're in UK and you're working in the health sector, at least you are near getting a visa sponsored job. Okay, so the technology space, the health sector, and then I think the number three I'm going to mention is the finance industry. So finance sector is also very, very critical when it comes to people that have transferable skills. Because I think when I was even in the banking school, one thing that bank industry, financial sectors always do is that they don't even look at, oh, did you study financials? Did you study banking and finance? Did you do this and so on and so forth? So they always bring people from diverse sectors, diverse departments from schools, right? And then right there in the banking school, that's when you're now trained to become a banker. All right, that's also what applies to the financial space. In the financial industry, they always bring people that are very, very vast with, okay, you understand blockchain, okay, you understand customer service, okay, you understand this, you understand that. So it also employs people with a lot of transferable skills. So number one is the technology sector, number two is healthcare, and number three is finance. But if you want, let me just add Jara, you guys should also sleep on the educational sector. I mean,
Exactly.
e-learning is one of the fastest growing sectors as at today,
It's booming.
because no matter what the tech guys are doing, no matter what the healthcare guys are doing, no matter what the finance guys are doing, they are all embedding e-learning into what they are doing. So all the sectors of the economy right now, they have they have embedded e-learning into it. I was sick a couple of days ago. What did I do? I first of all, I did, what do they call this thing again? They have to do mobile consultation, sort of, where you're speaking with
Yeah,
a
with the
medical
doctors.
doctor
Yeah.
and so on and so. Exactly. So I was amazed, all right. And then next, before I had to go to the hospital. So e-learning is also one of the fastest growing sectors that if you have any transferable skill, you should not sleep on it. So number one, tech sector. Number two, healthcare. Number three, finance. But the fastest growing one that will meet all these guys very soon is the educational e-learning sector. I don't know if that makes sense to all the besties out
Exactly.
there.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you so much, Chukwemeka. At least our viewers know the most four important sectors, that will assist them and all that. Thank you so much. Our time is fast running, so let's round up to the next questions, all right? So that we can allow our viewers the opportunity to digest what they have learned today. So, Mr. Chukwemeka, this next question is very, very crucial and important to me, right? We have said it all, but at the end of the day, action. I believe in action. I'm someone that believes in, yes, we have heard it all. Let's put it into action. You get, how do we get going? That's the most important thing. All right. So now my question is, at the end of the day, my besties, our viewers have understand what transferable skills are, how it's relatable and all that. Please, how do they showcase these transferable skills to the potential employers? Because at the end of the day, this is the topic here, right? Everybody wants to get something big. So how do they push it up there, showcase it to the potential employers to see that, yes, we have this, we have what we are looking for?
All right. Thank you so much for that, Ada. So to
You're
me, the
welcome.
easiest way for you to is your transferable skill is simple. You need to build online presence. All right. So yesterday I was speaking to a group of students here at Analytics, and the topic was on importance of building in public. So one major thing I realized is that sometimes when we're also trying to learn a new skill, we learn it hidden. Now, if you get that skill, nobody knows that you have that skill. So there's this now always try to enforce amongst all our learners, and that's what we call 90 days learning challenge. All right, where publicly you are talking about what you are doing. For instance, you are trying to get into cyber security. First thing you are going to dive into is understanding different roles. So once you have different roles, you just take to your LinkedIn page and talk about, oh, in cybersecurity, do you know that there are different domains that exist? You have your red team, team. So by just putting out that post out, you've publicly shown that you have a skill in cybersecurity. Of what I'm trying to say is that you should not sleep on building publicly. I was making an example with myself. So for like 3 years back, I've always said, "Oh, I'm going to hit the gym," because if you see me, I'm very, very small. Forget this big head that you're seeing. That I'm going to hit the gym. All right. And I didn't actually do anything until early this year, January, and now entered the gym. When I entered the gym, I was publicly also talking about my fitness journey. And people, even my own staff, they were not saying, "Oh, Chukwemeka, I'm not going to last till February." So within me, the only thing I say to myself is that I'm going to prove this wrong. So, and constantly, consistently, I was not going to the gym every single day because I have people that I need to prove wrong. So that's the same way that building in public can also bring you out there. People do not know that you have that skill unless you showcase it. So most important thing is, even while transitioning, while learning, make sure that you're publicly also putting what you do out there. Then portfolio is also very, very crucial. You've already shown publicly what you can do. Also make sure that you can also put out your portfolio for people to see all the projects that you've been able to do in the past. Because recruiters are going to take you up for two things. One is the skill that you have. Two is the experience that you also have. If anybody is trying to employ right now and you have zero experience, zero skill, they're not going to look at you. So first thing is publicly put out things that you can do, the skills that you have, make it known to people, and also showcase your skill, and then build a portfolio that anyone can easily click to see every single project that you've worked on in the past. I don't know if that makes sense to everyone right now.
Yes, yes, it's very clear. It's very clear. You know, the last class you gave us some examples, right? You gave us an example of a first class graduate that said, I have a graduate as a mechanical engineer. I am a mechanic. He have opened a shop, for example, and he have put his pictures out there, his certificates. And then you give us an example of a guy that, you know, if you come to his workshop, he's a mechanic. You see him wearing the uniform, you see him under the car, you see that dirtiness around, you know. If you look at this person, you know that this person is doing the job. This person is showing you I have worked different cars. You know, his own portfolio is showing the number of cars he have worked on, you know, and you ask us that day, who will you choose, right? All of us went for
Yeah.
that mechanic that was able to
Well, I
prove
know
a
you were a good
portfolio.
student. I don't know you learned a lot.
Come
You were a
on now,
good
now,
student.
engineer for crying out loud. Come on now. All right. So at the end of the day, the other guy have shown proof, right, that he have experience. Like I said in the beginning, every potential employer wants you to bring something to the table. Nobody is bringing you to come and sit in the open and occupy a space. They want you to solve a problem. At the end of the day, all these things is problem solving, no matter any sector you are in. And when you solve that problem, you drive revenue. That is the idea, right?
Exactly.
So when you sell yourself out there, I talk about selling yourself every day, like say my life depends on it on this channel. Selling yourself is of paramount importance. As I am now, if you wake me up from my sleep and ask me anything about my job, I can defend myself, right?
Exactly.
Because this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. You get the point. But when I don't have any experience, I'm not doing it, I cannot defend myself. So, like Chukwemeka have said, I'm just adding this. Selling yourself out there is of paramount importance, and showcasing that you have the experience, showing the works you have done. right? Giving employers proofs. I have worked on social projects. I have worked on social projects. I have done that. We give an employer the clue that you know what you are talking about. So just saying, I have good communication skill. I have problem solving skill without a proof of what problem have you solved, okay?
Exactly.
So we want to see the problem you have solved. So they are two different things. And I believe all of you watching us today are grabbing what we are trying to let out of the bag. And if you can imbibe all we have said today, trust me, you are one step away to grabbing your dream job. All right, Chukwemeka, let's go to the last question. Our time is running. Let's have it. The next question is, many people want to go into this tech, but their fear is, what support can I get? Will I just go and learn these things? I've not done this before, right? Yes. I'm speaking for some people on the comment section now watching us. Many of them have not done this thing before. They don't even know what it looks like. Their fear is, are these people just coming to speak English to me? Tell me, it's like this, teach me. What support, what resources are in place? What does 10 analytics have to offer? At least at the end of the day, as a tech company, you have something to offer to these individuals coming for you to help them transition into tech. So please, I want to ask you, what are the resources? What support do you have in place to help these individuals, right, transition smoothly? Not making it boring, not making it seem difficult, if that makes sense. So what do you have in place to support them to, have a stress-free transition?
Okay, thank you so much, Ada. Okay, and for
You're
all the
welcome.
breakers out there, we have put in place a great structure to make sure that your transition journey is very, very seamless. Okay, so what we always do first, even before we start, putting you through the technical skill and the employability skill, is we'll have what we call clarity calls. Because, like I mentioned earlier, the first thing you need to do is for you to be able to identify your transferable skills. So we also help individuals to look at, oh, you used to be a banker, you're an extrovert, you're an introvert, and find that transferable skill that you have. And then we can now recommend a tech career path for you. So all this process is entirely free. We're going to help you identify all those transferable skills and then help you to select a career path that your transferable skills are also easy for you to merge into. And then after this, you now come into the program to learn the skills. So first thing we're going to teach you is the technical aspect of everything. Now, all our programs, they are all case study based. So what I mean by case study based is that you are coming into the program to learn using an actual real life project. Okay, so and what happens most times that people will say, okay, I want to learn on this platform, on that platform, but it might not actually be real life projects. But when you are with us, you are working on a real life project. And what we also always do is that we bring in experts back to the classroom to teach you, which means day in, day out, you're having someone possibly from Sahara Group, someone from KPMG, someone from PwC coming to the class to teach you using the real life project and the experience of what they have outside there. Then, aside the technical skills that you are going to get, I always mention to people that for you to land a job, two things are involved: technical skill and employability skill. So after we've provided you with technical skill, we're also going to go ahead and provide you the employability skill that starts with CV review sessions. Your CVs are going to be looked at and make sure that it aligns to ATS compliance. Because one major mistake that people make these days is that their CV is not even compliant to the job that they're trying to
Yes.
get, right? Because we're always doing easy apply, easy apply, easy apply. If you are still doing that, you are wrong. So you have to tailor your CV down to the job that you want to go for. Then we'll also walk you through how to optimize your LinkedIn and how do you navigate the job market, the different job boards that can also be able to leverage to land roles. And of course, interview prep sessions that you've landed a job interview rather. How do you prepare for those interviews? You have one of someone from our team to prepare you. How do you answer questions using the STAR framework, which is your skill distribution rather, the STAR framework, which stands for STAR: situation, task, action, and results. which means situation like, oh, while you were consulting with analytics, you worked on this project, you did this, you did that, that was your action, and in the end, which is now your result, you were able to improve the revenue of the business. So after the interview prep, we also provide you with very, very important job references and recommendation letters. So for instance, you've landed a job right now. The recruiter still wants to validate, oh, you said you worked with analytics. Please, I want to confirm that you actually did this with them. So they're going to come to us to provide reference letters, and we're always available for all these things. Of course, we provide you with weekly mentorship sessions and Upwork session where you can easily learn how to freelance and be able to, make 50 pounds here, 100 pounds here, and be able to improve your life. So we give you an all-rounded package, including technical skill and employability skill. And also there is a new introduction that we do where we scrape job boards. All right. So there is this particular site that we always utilize, UK Visa Jobs. Okay, it's a paid platform and we have already subscribed to it. What we do is that we scrape jobs from there day in, day out, and now provide it to our students to apply to them. All right. So we're going to give you all these things, but remember, the responsibility of applying to a job still rests on you. Okay, and applying to a job is a job on its own. We are going to do our best to provide you with all these things, but you have to also put in the effort to apply to jobs. And once you are able to bring in that your same effort to meet our own, trust me, you are going to land those dream jobs that you are looking out for. I hope that makes sense to you at that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Is the best part is, letting them know they have a responsibility to play, right? I do tell people, nothing in life comes on a platter of gold. Your destiny lies in your hands. You have the power to make or mar yourself, right? Nobody can unmake who they did not make. Exactly. If you want to move from here to the next level, it all lies on you. It is your responsibility to know what you want and pursue it. So, besties, just like you have heard it all, we are not here to give you empty promises. All we are here to tell you is all the support you need to get a job, like he said, LinkedIn optimization, CV, helping you with interview preparation and all that. We are here to do that for you. But you see, the aspect of job search is lying on you. This is the Western world. Nobody will promise you a job that is not their own. Exactly. All right. So nobody can represent you more than yourself. I do tell people, there was a time I made a video on NHS job application. This was my keyword in each of the class. I will still remind them, nobody can represent you more than yourself. Because at the end of the day, when an employer wants to interview you, they will hold your CV. That thing you have told them is what they will use to judge you. Exactly. If it is other things that have written CV for you from head to scratch, and you just crammed it, how will you defend what you didn't write? If that makes sense. Now, one of the most important things that makes an employer to be interested in you is when they find out that you know about their history. When they find out that you know what they do, it sort of makes them have interest in you, right? So imagine when an employer is asking you, so why did you choose to work with us? You don't even know what they are into. How do you sell yourself? How do you prove to them you are the right place? But when you are the person that went to look for a job yourself, you have seen the job, you have clicked to the profile to know what these people are actually into, what do they offer to the public. You get what I mean? When they are interviewing you, there's no magic anywhere. You flow because this is you. You have done your research, right? You have understood them. When I got my job from overseas to the UK, this is one of the things that sold me. I keep telling them, when an employer now said, why do you want to work for us? I said, because your values aligns with mine. Having been to your website, I have noticed that you are into social and social things. And this is what I am passionate about. This is who I am. This is what I love to do. I was like, boom, here it is. I found them. That statement alone solved the problem. It gave that employer the assurance, right, that this person knows who we are, and this is the foundation. because for her to know what we do and who we are, when she comes in, she will easily what integrate into the system.
Exactly.
Because you cannot work where you don't know what is happening. You will be lost, my darling. So that is why we are telling you that the energy to look for job lies on you. So after all these things, you have been equipped, you have every information, every skills to push you to the right employer. You now focus on job search, leveraging who the employer is, leveraging a lot of factors, and selling yourself to those people. So besties, this will bring us to the end of today's video. It's a long one, I know, but it is worth every time we have spent here. Imagine two engineers talking to you. Huh? All right, besties. Mr. Chukwuemeka, it was nice doing this with you. Besties, just like I said in the beginning, I will keep some relevant links in the comment section. I will pin it down. Our community, if you want to join the cohorts, our next cohort is starting in May, right? May 5th.
Yeah, May 10th. May 10th.
Okay, May 10th. Okay. Our next cohort is starting in May 10th. I don't want you to miss that opportunity. I will drop the link. We have a 20% scholarship going on, right? Because if you are coming through me, I love discounts. I've said to Chukwuemeka and Co, see, my people, I don't joke with them. Please slash this thing so that it will be easier for them. You can also pay in as high as 5 installments, to make it easier for you to, we have made life easier for you because we want you to get into this tech ecosystem now. The moment is now. So I will drop the links in the comment section. Our community is free to join. Come there, meet other people, hear information where we share information and everything. I will drop the link to payment if you want to get started outrightly to join the next cohort starting in May 10th. Please do so and you will not regret doing that. All right. All the necessary links that you need, I will pin them in the comments. It will also be in the description box. And we are very happy to welcome you to the family. We are happy to do that. So, Mr. Chukwuemeka, do you have anything for our besties?
I think I always have one closing line, and it has remained the same over the years. All right. The best time to get into tech is yesterday. The next best time is today. Because the more you waste time, the more you say, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Trust me, that's the more that the boat moves. So make sure that you do all that is possible to get into the tech industry today. Okay, thank you so much, Ada. Thank you so much to all the besties out there. I mean, I'm a bestie as well right now.
Of course you are. All right, besties. Thank you so much for watching. And I will definitely see you guys in our next video. So watch out, join our community, join the next cohort, and I am looking at the next tech professionals. Yes, I'm looking at all of you now on my screen. The next people that will make name in the tech industry. That is you. And if that is you, comment in the comment section. I am the next tech big name. And I will see you guys in our next one. Bye, besties.
Bye.
Bye.